I'm Jen.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Jen and Joe on the go.
So, Jen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing okay. Not too bad today. It's a lovely fall day.
So, we just got back from Disney and
Yes.
St. Pete.
Yes.
So hopefully those vlogs will start coming up soon. I know we've posted a couple things here and there. But we wanted to talk about the pits and the peaks and some of the things we noticed at Disney this time around.
Yes, yes. It is funny because as we were kind of doing our thing, I was really, we've gone so much, instead of just going on cruise control and just going on the rides and doing stuff, I was really trying to pay attention to other parts. Like with Disney, one of the first things we did was meet up with our friend Josh, the bartender at Geyser Point at Wilderness Lodge. And he said, as we were talking about some of the rides, there are focal points. As you go through the rides, there'll be focal points where they design the rides in ways where they will direct your attention to certain parts as you're going through the ride.
Especially on Guardians.
Guardians, yes. So I thought, every time we're on the ride, whether you're conscious of it or not, you're kind of sort of looking at certain things. And I really try to make an effort to look at other things, not what you would normally look at. And so there are certain things that I noticed and that I saw, and there are certain things that you saw too. So some of these things people have talked about in the past, and it's not like anything's going to be a big surprise, but it just was kind of cool to see it.
And we did notice, before we get into the pits and the peaks, we did notice that a lot of the rides, it looks like they had replaced lights, painted, because things just seemed brighter.
Brighter, yes.
Like on Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, and Spaceship Earth.
So there's a part of the beginning of Spaceship Earth when you're going in and you see the
woolly mammoth.
Yeah, where they're fighting the woolly mammoth. That was always dark. This time it was really, well, I don't want to say bright, but brighter. You could really distinguish what they were showing. So
that was nice to see. It was nice to see that they're going back to trying to maintain the rides a little better, because I think after COVID they might have gotten away from that.
Yeah, I think
so. That was really
possibly
great to see.
Yeah, so there were certain elements that just seemed brighter. We were able to see things a lot more.
And speaking of Spaceship Earth, we found, so when you get into the part with, right before the Phoenicians with the Egyptians on the right hand side, I think you're supposed to be like in a tomb area, perhaps at the bottom of a pyramid. And we did find the C-3PO.
Well, you found it.
What is it called? A hieroglyphic?
A hieroglyphic,
Hieroglyphic. Yeah. It's at the bottom part on the left-hand side of like a doorway.
But it's on the right. As you're on the right, it's on the right?
Yeah, it's on the right, but it's at the bottom left of the right side.
Yeah, see, I never did see it. You found it, but...
Couldn't find R2-D2, but found C-3PO.
Yeah,
so if you're looking, next time you're on Spaceship Earth, try to find C-3PO.
So was that where, as you're going into Egypt, and on the left you have, the people, the pharaoh sitting there when she talks about the taxes?
Yes.
When the guy was making the papyrus, and so is it right about there?
I think so, but on the right-hand side.
Okay, so that's kind of what I'm talking about, because when you're on the ride, you're looking to the left because... You've got the papyrus, you've got the pharaoh, she's talking about the taxes.
Right, because you have the animatronics there.
Yeah, but it was on the left. Okay,
yes.
Interesting.
Okay, so you're going to see us looking down because we had to take notes so we didn't forget to talk about
right, so I was, as we were finding things, I was going along, I just put them in my phone. So,
okay, the next thing we noticed, but we found it to be very inconsistent, we were told...
Well, before you get to that, hold on. I wanted to say this thing. Because you talk about stuff that you notice on the rides. This one was really obvious, but when you're on Dinosaur and right before you leave, when you load onto the car, and as you're going, on the right-hand side, they had the letters and numbers WDI-AK98. So it's Walt Disney Imagineers Animal Kingdom 98, because that's when Dinosaur opened, I believe, right?
That's when Animal Kingdom opened, and I believe the Dinosaur was one of the opening day attractions at Animal Kingdom. I believe. I could be wrong, but I think it was.
But either way, whether it was Dinosaur open, we probably should have looked that up. See, because I thought Indiana Jones in Disneyland came out before Dinosaur.
I have no idea. It's okay.
I'm going to look that up. I'll put that little thing down at the bottom, words, captions. But either way, it did, the WDI AK-98 was for Animal Kingdom and for the Walt Disney Imagineers. So I thought that was kind of cool.
We also, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but it's always fun looking for when you're on the Grand Fiesta Tour.
Yes.
The Three Caballeros ride in the Mexico Pavilion. Once you get to it's going to be on the right side of your boat. There is like office buildings, maybe they're apartment buildings. But in one of the windows, there's a silhouette of Mickey.
Yeah. So this is right when Donald and Jose and
Panchero.
Panchito. No, wait. Why do I never get these names right? It's so
Donald,
embarrassing. Donald, Jose, and Panchito, right?
Panchero. Panchito?
No, not Panchero. I think it's Panchito. Wow. Okay.
Don't trust us or anything. We maybe should have practiced before we put up this video.
You think? Anyway, so when the Three Caballeros are singing and,
they're on the left side of your boat.
At the end of the Grand Fiesta Tour, and they're singing... Well, wait, I want to sing it because then we'll get dinged. We're Three Caballeros. We're three...
You're not going to get dinged for singing it.
My lovely voice, you don't think? Anyway, so when you're getting to the end, you've got the apartment buildings on the right-hand side, and there's a picture of Mickey. In
I did post it on
windows.
Instagram, so hopefully you saw it there.
So anyway, that's kind of, I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up now to see what their darn names are. I hate doing that.
Okay.
But so that's some of the things that we noticed on the rides.
We also wanted to say that although this is very inconsistent, we were told at Creation Shop in Epcot, we went to pay for our souvenirs and we did mobile checkout, which if you haven't utilized that, you must do that. It beats waiting in line. It's just like mobile order for food, except for your merchandise. Best thing ever. So you do it on the phone and then you have to go up to get a bag to put all your stuff in and they just check your items to make sure they match with the receipt. And we were told that they didn't have bags, that you had to purchase bags, that Disney was now implementing no plastic, only reusable bags, so they didn't have any. It just would have been nice had they told us beforehand, but we didn't come across that at any other merchandise location. Everyone gave us bags. So now I don't really know how accurate that information is, but just in case you're bringing home souvenirs, you may want to pack a few reusable bags because I know Creation Shop told us no more plastic bags. You could only buy reusable bags.
Right. But she did say that they just came out with that information
the day we were
like
there.
that day.
But our friends at Animal Kingdom and all the other places we bought merch, we never had that problem.
Right, I know, because they probably had the bags and it wasn't that big of a deal. But there, because Epcot was such a busy day, they probably were in a short supply anyway, and that was it. So I would say I'm going to trust her opinion on it, or at least the information that she gave, and assume that it is correct and accurate. So just be prepared, just in case. It's probably going to take a while for them to get through all the bags that they have, but if it's actually the case that they're trying to get rid of plastic. And again, I did notice, we talked about, about this on the one video that we posted that day about it, the update that we did. Even some of the packaging for some of the toys, they're getting rid of plastic. It's all cardboard, so the Disney Princess Barbie dolls, or dolls that look like the Barbie dolls, whatever. They had them up on a display, and so you could see the display, behind the plastic, or behind the, whatever display, and the individual boxes.
But you couldn't see. You couldn't see, like if you were buying Rapunzel, you couldn't see what that specific doll looked like in the packaging.
In the package,
now it's got
all
a cardboard front.
Right. Yeah. So there's that. The Three Caballeros. Panchito Pistoles, Donald Duck, and Jose Carioca.
Panchito.
See, Panchito, I was right.
All right,
I
good for you, Joe.
had a moment for a moment. I had a moment. So...
don't trust us for your Disney info.
We never claim we're experts. We just go a lot, and we do know some, but we're not experts at all.
Okay, so
anyway.
The other thing was Joe got to ride Guardians of the Galaxy 3 times this trip.
Yeah, that was so cool. I'm sorry. That was all... just awesome. Just awesome. I love that ride.
I set out, so Joe got to ride it once by himself, once with our friends Ariane and Steve, and once with our friends Chloe and Dan, and he got 3 different songs, so he's ridden it 4 times and he's had a different song each time. So what songs have you gotten, and which one was your favorite?
The first time was Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
That's the one I did.
Yeah, with you and I together.
That's
from Tears for Fears. With Chloe and Dan, we had... One Way or Another from Blondie. Then there was Iran from
Flock of Seagulls.
From Flock of Seagulls. That was with Steve and Ariane. And the last song, so when I went by myself, I had Conga from Miami Sound Machine.
Yes.
So I think, and the other two are September and Disco Inferno.
Yes.
Now, knowing those songs and what those songs sound like, I am going to say that, and those are the 6 songs that you have, that at least until they're going to do the Christmas overlay. Out of those songs, because this is a fast-moving ride and you want more of an upbeat tempo, I'm going to say Conga from Miami Sound Machine was really neck and neck with Blondie, one way or another, because one way or another is a really a higher tempo, faster beat kind of song, and conga is just you hear it and you just
come on everybody, baby, do that conga. No, you can control yourself any longer. The
way the ride is going, those 2 songs really work. The others were a little too, I don't want to say mellow, but slower, and so it just, I don't want to say it took away from the ride either, but it was just different. So the last time that I did the ride, it was the Thursday evening, and we ended up getting a boarding group for it, but we went back to the hotel. We both got the boarding group, but there's no way you were going to do it.
You need a virtual queue.
Yeah, with the boarding group and the virtual queue. Yeah, okay. We were boarding group I was 138. So as they were clipping through the day, we thought, well, we're going to go out to dinner with Steve and Ariane that night.
And we did not do it for 7 a.m. We did it for 1 p.m.
Yes, for 1 p.m. So I figured I'm just going to run back to Epcot, go in, ride the ride. I'll meet you guys at the restaurant. We were going to Paleo at Disney Springs that night. So they were going to Uber it there. And I'm like, I'll just meet you there. Great, beautiful. So I get there. I boom, boom, boom. As soon as I get into the park, boarding group, it's now your time. Okay, so I went straight to the ride. I'm in the ride, having a great time. I'm texting funny pictures. And all of a sudden, Jen says, it's monsooning outside. It's coming down sideways. It's crazy. It's really bad. I'm like, how bad can it be? I don't care. I'm going off to rescue the galaxy with the Guardians. So we're good. I'll take care of it later. Yeah, I got done with the ride. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Let's finish our list.
That was fun. That was fun. And it was definitely still worth it, despite the fact that I got wet. So
it is possible. Keep trying for those virtual queues, because I mean, we got it right at 1 o'clock. We were actually sitting in San Angelo Inn, finishing up with lunch. We're like, yeah, okay, let's just try it. If you have multiple mobile devices and you're all linked, have everyone in your party try to get it. That's another tip.
Yes. So
because Joe and I both did it, he didn't get it, but I got it.
Well, I was a little slow. By the time I got into it, you already got it, so there was nothing else I needed to do. But just if you're able to ride the ride multiple times, Guardians, I don't know, just try to think of the songs and try to think about what your favorite is. I think mine really honestly was Conga.
Yeah, and let us know in the comments below what your favorite song was if you've ridden it.
Conga followed by One Way or Another. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right.
Biggest Disney scam.
Wait. This is the biggest?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
there's
multiple.
I don't know if this is the biggest, but
okay. So Joe hates doing this, but I always insist upon it because I hate walking, especially wasting time walking in a parking lot. So because we were AP
you're
members...
going into a park and you're walking all day.
That's why I want to reduce my time walking through a parking lot. That's 17 miles before you get to the entrance of the park. Okay. So we always upgrade to prefer parking. So when you're an AP holder, it's $20.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not quite. On the weekends, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it goes up to $25. I'm sorry, I just think that's the biggest scam, but wanted to address it because I understand higher demand time on the weekends, but...
But is the parking lot worth $5 more on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays?
No.
I mean, it's the same asphalt. It's the same parking lines. It's not like... That I don't get it. That's kind of, don't they also charge you more for overnight parking at deluxe resorts?
Yes, you pay more at deluxe than you do moderate, but you pay more for a moderate than at
because
value resorts.
The parking lot at Wilderness Lodge is so much better than the parking lot at All Star Movies.
I know. Again,
it's asphalt. You're just parking, so it's just I don't know, a very obvious money
grab.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind if you're going to park and you want preferred parking, or even if you're not staying at the hotel, don't you have to pay for parking? If you're not staying at the hotel, you're going to have to pay for parking. So it's the same if you're driving and you're parking and you're not staying at one of the Disney resorts.
You're going to pay more to park on a weekend.
Yeah.
So, so we had dinner at Paleo one night, and we learned a really great bit of trivia.
Yes.
So for those of you who have watched Hannibal, which was the TV series that was based on Silence of the Lambs.
Hannibal Lecter.
So we learned that, why don't you tell them, because you're the movie buff.
Well, so as we were talking, we were having dinner, And the way their table was, Steve was able to see this table kind of behind me.
And if you know,
back over
Steve's
here.
one of our besties.
Yes. So they had this huge hunk of leg that they brought out to this person's
It was
table.
a legit pig leg.
It was a pig leg.
That was probably 2.5, 3 feet long.
Yeah, I mean, it's
with
a pig
the
leg.
hoof on it and everything.
And they were just carving the meat off this leg.
It's supposed to be a delicacy. It's very expensive.
Right.
It was very interesting to watch. I personally wouldn't eat it, but I bet it was delicious.
Right. So we asked the waiter. Our waiter was
Doesn't
Richard?
matter. No, it was not Richard. It doesn't matter. I don't remember
I feel
his name.
horrible. I just had his name. We got the picture with him. Oh, jeez. Okay. Man, don't trust my memory for anything. Panchito, whatever. I don't know. Okay. So the waiter was really, really cool. He was very, very nice. So we asked him.
I know. I feel bad because he was exceptional.
He was very cool. Yes. Anyway, I'm awful with names, so it's me. Anyway, so we asked him, hey, what's up with this leg over there? What is it? He said, well, it's an Ibera pig. I said, oh, an Ibera pig, kind of like Hannibal. He says, oh, wait, I got a story about that. So he goes on to explain how they do this whole thing with the leg, how they age it and cure it and cook it and all this stuff. He explained all of it.
How the pigs are acorn fed.
Oh, yeah. So the pigs themselves, the Ibera pigs, it's a delicacy. So they're fed all of this exquisite, excellent food. And if you saw the movie called Hannibal, which was the direct sequel to Silence of the Lambs, there were Ibera pigs in the movie. So that's why I brought up Hannibal. And he's like, oh, and he says, oh, wait. So apparently in the TV show, when they eventually did that show on NBC,
with
Mads Mikkelsen and what's his name? Memory again.
His wife, Claire Danes' husband.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of his name?
Anyway,
oh my God, we're just failing miserably today.
Anyway, so
Chef.
on the TV show, when Hannibal was preparing meals, they had a food consultant, and the food consultant was Jose Andreas, who owns Paleo. So that was actually very, very funny, where it's like, well, if Hannibal's going to cook a human leg, how would he do it? Well, this is how he would do it. So Jose Andreas.
It was really cool. So you know what? That just talk to the CMs. They're just a wealth of information, and you learn so many wonderful things.
Yes.
And again, that's something we're not going to forget.
No, I know.
It was really cool.
And going back to Paleo, this was probably one of my favorite restaurants. When you asked about, going back next year, if we just do a resort stay, you said, we can maybe just do whatever, but what's one restaurant you would like to go to? And I said, well, Paleo, because it has such a wide variety of food cooked in multiple different ways, and it's excellent. The food is excellent. So we had such a great time that night.
We did.
So that was actually very, very cool. That was a good story. So we learned that. Also, talking about a meal, we ate at Maya Grill at Coronado Springs. Hi, Jack.
Wow.
Jack's here. Hi.
Hi, buddy.
Can you see it? He's on camera. How are you? What are you doing? Just hanging?
What are you doing, dude? Usually camera shy. Hi. This is Jack, for those of you who haven't met him yet. He's one of 3.
Yes. Anyway.
So we had one of the best meals of our trip, and we'll get into that later, at Maya Grill.
Yes.
But what also made it so fabulous was
the guitar player. So as we walked in, we didn't have to wait for very long. We checked in as we were walking in right at the front there. There was a guy playing guitar, and he was really, really, really good.
It was so great to have live entertainment while we ate.
And so it wasn't.
What a difference.
It was. It really was great, and it wasn't super loud. It just accentuated the atmosphere. So that ended up being a great evening because the service was good, the food was really, really good, and the atmosphere was great. So his name was Marcello, and I talked to him as we were leaving, and I asked him, I said, hey, have you been here long? Or, oh yeah, I've been here 14 years. I said, oh really? Did they were you furloughed when you during COVID? Did you have to? No, he said, I was still here. I was playing outside. So he was playing around the grounds of Coronado Springs, but when he was able to go back inside, he's providing the entertainment at Maya Grill. So if you get a chance to go, you'll see him. He's really very, very good.
Excellent.
I really enjoyed that. And we saw him then when we went to Three Bridges one of the other nights we walked in and I saw him playing again too. So that's cool that he's there. So that was cool. Bye. Have fun.
Allie. Okay, so the last thing that we noticed at Disney on our last trip was
Magic Kingdom.
This is the most important.
Yeah,
so
that was
if you
interesting.
have park passes and tickets to go to Magic Kingdom, I would highly suggest looking at the event calendar to see when there is a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party going on, or coming up a Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party. Yeah. And those are the days you want to go to the Magic Kingdom, which I know would seem odd because you would rather, if you're paying for a park ticket of $125 on average per person, you're going to want to get as much time in the park as you can.
You'd think.
You're going to want to stay for the fireworks. You're going to want to, have a 12-hour day there, get there at rope drop, stay till whenever. That's what a lot of people do. But on party days, we noticed every day that we went to Magic Kingdom on a party day, the crowds were at their absolute lowest, and we were able to walk onto everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
So do not pay for Genie Plus.
Yeah.
First of all, you don't need it at Epcot, and you don't need it at Animal Kingdom. I would say if you're going to buy it for Hollywood Studios and utilize it first thing in the morning at 7 a.m. Magic Kingdom, if you go to Magic Kingdom on a party night, you should not experience the high crowds. We were pleasantly surprised.
Right, yeah.
We really didn't experience high crowds anywhere during our week in Disney. It was really quite enjoyable.
Yeah, for the most part, it was pretty good. But we did not go to Hollywood Studios.
We did not.
But the other three parks were fine.
So that's going to bring us into the pits and the peaks of our most recent trip. And I will say right off the bat that since before COVID, we have been going to the parks, flying down to Florida every other month.
Yep. Consistently
for the last probably three and a half years. And we had been really negative on Disney, have really been unhappy. And those of you who watch our vlogs, that we really lost the magic for a long time, but we were both so happy with this last trip. We're still not going to renew our APs because there's a whole big world out there that we want to explore.
Yeah, so financially it wouldn't make sense to do AP because we're not going to be going that much in the upcoming year.
But we both felt like the magic totally came back, and it was just such a good trip that we felt so good about it. So one of my pits, let's start with the peaks. Let's start with the positive because there weren't too many negatives. Definitely a peak for me was staying club level at the Wilderness Lodge.
Yep.
I can't stress it enough. If you can afford to do it, even if it's for a night or two, it's definitely a splurge that I would invest in.
I enjoyed
because we thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yes. Yeah, it was cool. One of the peaks with that was, oh my God,
Jack.
See? What is going on with me?
Justine.
Jack. So Jack, the cat.
So many awesome cast members.
So the first evening, so when we checked in that Sunday, the first evening, we thought that perhaps maybe they would have the Mickey ice cream bars. And as one of the treats that you can get on club level. So we asked him, it's like, so this guy Jack, hey, do you have the Mickey ice cream bars up here as a treat? He says, no, you can just get that downstairs at the Roaring Fork. I said, okay,
thanks.
That's fine, cool, thanks. And they don't have bottled water out where you can get it. They have to get you the small
because
bottled water.
Because people were hoarding it.
So we asked him, do you mind, can we have 2 bottled waters? He said, oh, sure, I'll be right back. So, it was gone for a while. He comes back with 2 bottled waters and 2 Mickey ice cream bars for us. It's like, what? Oh, I went down to Roaring Fork to get them for you. What? Are you kidding? That's so freaking nice. That's so ridiculously nice. So we gave him a cast compliment. Most definitely do that if cast members are taking care of you.
Yes.
Because they do get that. They
do.
will hear, So the only difference with cast compliments is that you're not able to add anything to it anymore.
It's generic now where you have to go by their prompts.
Where you used to be able to add a couple little lines of whatever. So, but still, very, very cool. We've experienced nice people in the last couple of years, but we noticed that the magic wasn't there. We weren't getting as many people doing nice things, just I think because of the circumstances of the last couple of years. But definitely for me, a peak is that it just seemed like people were really into it this time.
The cast members?
Yes, very much so. And where were we where they were dancing? Who was
It was at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
where? Oh yeah, during the fireworks. Yeah, that's right, during the fireworks. So yeah, during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, we were watching the fireworks, and some of the cast members were dancing while we were watching the fireworks, and they were playing the music. So I thought that was cool too.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
So another peak was we had 2 standout meals. One we briefly discussed was at Paleo.
Yep.
Hidden gem. I know that it's not to everybody's palate, but I would definitely give it a shot. It's a tapa style Spanish restaurant. Absolutely great service, food, atmosphere.
Yeah.
It is on the louder side for a restaurant. But you seriously must give it a try.
See, I didn't think it was that loud when we were in there that night. Really?
Yeah.
See,
I just want to say that everyone flocks to Ohana and California Grill and
we like California
be
Grill
our
for
guest.
the most part.
Be our guest.
Ohana.
Go outside. Try other restaurants. Disney has a plethora of amazing restaurants. Haleo, we were pleasantly surprised by Maya Grill. One of the best meals we had on the trip. It's a place we had not eaten at that we wanted to try. They just redid the menu, and actually they're going to redo it again.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
That was very, very
amazing
good.
food.
So that obviously
so
is Mexican food, which was really very, very good. So and
very
that's
good.
Marcello playing the guitar actually helped with the atmosphere as well. So that was definitely that was nice. That was definitely nice.
Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, definite perk.
That was so cool that that's back, and the Headless Horseman in the parade.
Oh.
So come on now.
Come on, ladies.
All right, go on.
She was there first. They fight over Joe's office chair.
The other two.
Maleficent and Raven.
That's what happens when we keep the door open. They just come and go.
Crowds were low. We got everything done we wanted to get done. The wait times for the rides were low. I think the longest we waited was 15 to 20 minutes for Mine Train.
Yeah, you think? Was it that long? Yeah, okay.
Maybe 15, 20 minutes.
We did, how long was the wait for Seven Dwarfs when we rode that?
I just said that. That was
Mine Train. I was thinking Thunder Mountain. My brain went to Thunder Mountain.
Thunder Mountain we walked on.
Yeah, what was, it was 15, 20 minutes for Mine Train. Wait, how long was Mine Train?
But
wow,
a pit of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party was Pirates was closed the whole time.
That's true. It was.
That was a big pit.
Yeah, but we rode it one of the other days.
We did,
but they didn't have the Halloween overlay.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, well,
so that was a definite pit of the trip.
Haunted Mansion was cool. Mm-hmm. That was actually, I mean, that's always cool. But
it's a great ride.
Yeah.
So
did that seem like it was a little brighter?
Yes. That
was
we talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
So I mean,
wow, I'm just.
Joe worked all day and he's on call tonight and he's going back out of town this week. So trip without me again.
It's just been, I'm running it at every single end. It's just, I'm tired. I'm tired.
Oh, another pit, and I hate to say this because I was really looking forward to it, but we did the fairy tale dessert party cruise.
Yeah.
Not good. It's $90 a person. It was just disappointing. And again, I really, really tried to like Enchantment, and although I do like the fireworks, the music does nothing for me. We weren't close to the projections, obviously, because it takes place on one of the ferry boats, and the boat does park very far back. Whereas if you do a private cruise on the little pontoon boats, those are closer to the boat dock. You are put back. But the food was not very good. There were constant lines for the food. You couldn't get like Coke or 7-Up. You had a choice for beverages of like 3 sugary alcoholic drinks that were just icky. You can have water, coffee, tea. That was it for drinks. Then there was another station where you had some cheeses and crackers, some strawberries and grapes, and a couple desserts. And they have the same snacks downstairs that they have upstairs, but you could only get the bar items, the drinks, downstairs. There weren't enough tables. I really hate saying it, but it was not a good experience. It was $90 a person. So for 2 of us, it was $180, and that was with the AP discount. You can rent a pontoon boat and have a private cruise with snacks and drinks for $400.
So if you want to do that,
so if you do it with another couple, you're spending the same amount of money that you're paying
on the
for
ferry boat.
a big ferry boat
The
cruise.
ferry boat was parked pretty much almost all the way back at the TTC. So you're watching the fireworks from that far away. So, was it nice to do?
And they piped in the music, but
but
you could only hear it on one side of the ferry boat.
yes, that
the
was the other
audio
thing
was
that-
really bad.
Yeah. So, because there was we have not seen what they do with the projections, but there's the new first 2 minutes where there's Walt and Mickey. We could hear them talking barely, but the audio was really bad, so you couldn't make out what they were saying.
I mean, I'm glad we did it just so
yeah.
we can tell you not to do it.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to like it. I really had
did
high
too.
hopes.
Yeah, so did I.
It was just really disappointing.
Yeah. And that has nothing to do with enchantment. That was just the way the ride was set up, or the boat ride was set up, and where the boat was parked and docked. It just you couldn't really. I don't know. It was
But
too far
another
away.
perk, speaking of enchantment, it's going away.
Yes, there
They're
is
bringing
that.
back Happily Ever After, which we got that news while we were in Disney,
yeah.
and it made my heart soar.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. And I guess
yeah.
Harmonious is going away too, but we can only hope that Disney will get rid of those hideous barges.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting. They can, the corporate excuse will be, oh, those were just for the celebration. Those were just for the 50th. You're not going to spend that much money just for the 50th celebration, especially those barges. It just, it's poor planning, poor thinking, thinking too much about money rather than imagination, no creativity at all. It just was, I don't know. I just, for me personally, I mean, Harmonious isn't a horrible show. I actually liked the show for the most part. I think they did some clever things with the songs. And I do like some of the fireworks, especially at the end, but I just can't get past the barges. I just get Ursula and all that stuff. I just don't like it at all. I don't care what extra stuff it provides for the show. I just don't like it at all.
Another pit, still not a fan of extra magic hours. I think 2 hours is not enough.
Nope.
I think they really need to be 3 because, again, we did it for a second time at Epcot. And although we had a great time because we were with our friends Chloe and Dan,
Yes, it was
and
cool.
Joe got to ride Guardians, and we were able to just test track, that's all we did.
Yeah, that's
all we did. Now, we did come in a little late. We were probably about 15 to 20 minutes
But
late.
even if we would have been, that's all we would have been able to do.
The problem is that when you go to one of the parks, you can line up for a ride a minute before the park closes, and Disney's policy is they will let you on the ride.
Right.
So that really impacts the extra magic hour crowd.
but that's not as big of an impact as the fact that Epcot is so big, so it takes you so long to walk from here to there.
It does.
So if you want to ride Remy and Test Track, you're kind of screwed because they're so far apart.
Yeah.
If you do Guardians and Test Track, you could do Guardians Test Track in Mission Space, no problem. But then after those 3, you want to get to Frozen, ain't gonna happen.
Right.
So,
So they do need. I'm gonna stick with, and we did a whole video on that.
Yeah.
I am gonna say that Disney really needs to up their game and put that back to 3 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours is just not enough time.
Yep. That's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah.
So overall, it was a great trip. The magic definitely came back for me. I think it came back for you too.
Yeah, I mean, if I look at it, when I look at the corporate decisions, they talk about certain things like Genie Plus where they want to improve the guest's experience. Well, our thought is when the crowds are lower, like on the Magic Kingdom Halloween party days, you can have a really, really good time. So my thought is reduce the number of people that go into the parks each day, get rid of Genie Plus or Fast Pass and just have regular standard lines like during COVID, and the lines kept moving quickly. So I'm not saying big crowd numbers like when they first reopened because there was nothing, nobody was there. But I'm saying if you reduce the crowds, get rid of all that so the lines keep moving, then people will have a better experience. I really believe that they would. However, they won't do that because fewer people in the parks and can't charge for Fast Pass Genie Plus. Well, that's less money, so they're not going to do that. But
I do want to say we're going to do one more pit and one more peak.
Oh.
The one pit that it pains me to say this too, we had the most horrible food at Three Bridges.
Yes, I thought you were
going
to. Yeah, that's right.
Horrible drinks at Three Bridges where
at Coronado Springs.
Yeah, Three Bridges bar at Coronado Springs. We popped in for dinner one night, and the food, I couldn't even. I had then
you had tacos.
I had tacos.
Yeah,
they were not good. I took a bite, and I was like, this is disgusting. And our server was very sweet, and she asked me if I didn't like my meal, and I said no, I did not like it, and she comped it. I didn't even have
she
to
took it
ask her to
off.
do
Yeah.
it. Our drinks were horrible.
Yeah.
It's almost like the bartender didn't know what he or she was doing.
I don't know. There was something off that
Like
night.
all of us were like,
Well, Steve and I had the burgers. Not that the burger was fine, but I think even Steve said it was better before. So, yeah.
that was
That
disappointing
said-
because Three Bridges has always been so good.
That said, the drinks at Paleo. So we did Three Bridges
Mm-hmm.
Friday night. Paleo was Thursday night. And he got this habanero margarita. Do you like the way I said that?
I do.
Habanero margarita. Oh. He had that at Paleo Thursday night, which was excellent. It's like, oh, let's have one Friday night. No. It was nowhere, not even anywhere close.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. So that was definitely a pit. What was your last peak?
The
We're gonna
last
leave it on an
peak
up note.
was just so we did 3 nights concierge level at the Wilderness Lodge. Then we did 3 nights in a king nature view room at Wilderness Lodge. And again, I cannot say enough about that resort. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Every single one of the employees went out of their way to talk to us.
Yeah.
So sweet,
Yeah.
so kind.
Yep.
I think we left cast compliments for every single cast member
Yeah.
there that we interacted
Yeah.
with. And they're doing these surprise character pop-ups.
Yes.
And we were able to meet Donald Duck and Pluto
Yep.
one morning.
Yeah.
There's no set dates or times,
Well,
days or times.
When we first got there, Chip and Dale were there.
Yes, we did,
So
but we were
that Sunday we were too busy. They left. But Chip and Dale were there Sunday when we arrived, and then we got to see Donald and Pluto.
it was so cute.
Yeah. There's that picture that Pluto took where I just was. I'll post the picture. We have a couple pictures with 3 of us together, but then at one he comes really close to the camera, so you see his big nose right in front of the lens. So it was really cute.
It was. They were such great meets, and I
Yeah.
really hope that Disney is doing that at other resorts. I know they were doing during COVID first opening. They were doing meet and greets where you stood away from the characters.
Yeah.
But I really hope that they keep the spontaneous characters at the
just pop
resorts
in,
where they just pop in and you don't know who's coming, when it's
Yeah.
going to be.
I think that's
I
cool.
love it.
I do really like that. Just the
That
same as
definite peak.
just the same as I like the character cavalcades. It's not a full parade. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a little. So that's kind of cute, The Festival of Fantasy, we saw that again, and I like that. That's actually a pretty
I like
good
that
parade.
too.
I like that one a lot. But I don't know. The character cavalcades are really kind of nice.
think
that
they're
was
cute.
that was a clever idea. That was really good. Especially the rainy day one when it's raining and they have all their rain gear on. That's really cute too. So there's some positives to some of that.
There are.
There's still some creativity there.
So
It's not all void. It's not all corporate nonsense.
this was our last Disney trip for a really, really, really
For a
long
little while.
time.
Well, long
We'll go-
okay. Long would mean 5 years. Long for us would mean 3 months.
Well,
so,
it will definitely be longer than 3
Yeah,
months.
I know.
But we will go to Disney next year.
Oh,
It
yeah,
probably
well.
will not be a park vacation. It will probably be more of a resort.
we might, possibly seeing how it goes, do concierge level at Wilderness Lodge and just spend the time there because the food that they provide is really good. So you could actually do concierge level and eat there all day, and then perhaps maybe have a reservation for
Yeah.
a couple dinners out. That's why I picked Paleo when we were talking about that. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
It was a great trip. I'm so glad we went.
Yeah.
The magic is back. So yeah. Anyway,
fun.
we have a lot more coming up. We're still showing our videos from May. Now we have a whole new set of videos for September to get through. And the holidays are going to be here. And then before you know it, we'll be going on our next trip. So,
And I've actually put up a couple of the videos from this trip. And one of the better ones, which I really, really liked, which I thought was really, really cute, was at the Halloween party with Mike and Sully dancing. So when we went to Tomorrowland and there was the dance party and there was just something, that shot that I got of Sully just totally jamming with his arms going up and down, and then Mike right next to him, and Mike's legs are kind of going, and you're focused more on Sully because he's so big, but then just Mike's subtle, just doing the legs thing. I just thought it was really cute, and I wasn't able to put the actual music that they were playing because it dinged, but the music I added I thought fit really well. But it was still very cool. I thought that was one of the peaks too.
So make sure you're following us on all social media. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, We're on TikTok
Her, not me. Her.
and on YouTube. And I just started
does it all.
posting tips on TikTok because I feel like I'm a wealth of information and I wanted to share
Not
that
always.
with you.
Not when you could remember Panchito's name.
No, but I have good tips.
You do have good
That's
tips.
that's not a tip,
Tips.
knowing a character's name.
Well, it goes to show the wealth of Disney knowledge that you have. Sometimes we forget
That's not
names.
really promoting then my TikToks.
Well, no, but sometimes we just forget names. It's like I couldn't remember Jack's name, Jack right here, and I couldn't remember the guy's name was Jack. Like it's just sometimes.
So anyway, make sure you're following us on all social media because Instagram and TikTok, I'm posting my outfits of the day, and I'm about to start a 25 days of Disney outfit thing. So you're going to want to follow that. I'm going to show you all kinds of spirit jerseys and t-shirts and sweatshirts and ears. I'm really excited about that. And I'm just started my tips on TikTok. So watch
Okay.
us.
All right.
Watch
Yeah.
us. So don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss any of the next Jen and Joe on the go action because we're going to be wordy. We're going to give you way too much information and you're probably going to fast forward through most of this video, but hey, we got it out there.
Yeah, it's there. Maybe you'll fast forward. Maybe you'll rewind. I don't know. Till the tape breaks. I don't know. But anyway, well,
We're fun.
we try to be Fun Time Sallies.
Yeah, so keep
time,
watching
Sally's.
because we have all of May and September's videos to get through and there is a lot. We have resort tours, we have concierge level tours, we have dining reviews, we have parades, you name it, it's going to be in the videos.
We're going to try.
All right,
We're going to do our best. All right.
bye.
Talk to you guys next time. Thanks as always. Appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.